for just trying to think about what I'm going to do for next year. The first thing is going to be debt free. I've got my last payment on the 1st of December this year, so after that that'll be me completely debt free, which will be fantastic. It'll be one amazing thing to get out the road. It's been a bit of a bugger because I've just wished this year away. It's not been great, obviously, with the coronavirus. I haven't been able to do what I've been wanting to do. But it's not just about me, it's everyone else that's been suffering as well. It's not been great. I'd like to buy an e-bike, and I might wait until it gets a bit warmer next year. I'm tempted just to get it and then just wrap up with decent clothes. Just because it's battery power, it's not. If it's really bad weather, you can still get home. Especially if it's windy, I can still blast through it. I'd like to experience being debt free and not do too much. It might be a desire to do lots of things. So I'd like to just slow down and just see what happens. I would like to do weekends away. I have been doing weekends away with the Travelodge, and it's really good. I've been getting quite cheap ones, especially in Edinburgh because of the virus. You are getting cheap nights, which is good, but I still got that wee bit, you know. So got that, and I might go for my class 1. Quite tempted to do my class 1, but I think I would like to pass it and have a job in mind that I would like to do. I'm not really up for doing trunking up and doing the motorway and staying down south. I would like to have something like, say, delivering milk or picking milk up from a farm and taking it to one place and just going to local. I know some lorry drivers won't class that as a proper driver, but if I can do the same hours or preferably less and get behind the wheel and not worry about going into people's driveways and such like, I'd be happy. So I'm doing skip driving at the moment and it's just a bit of a nightmare going into people's places. It's getting rather sick of it, and it's just the whole thing of lifting skips that you think are overweight. It's just a nightmare, and you just say, oh, hopefully I'll get away with this one, and so far that's been 5 years now and I've been lucky, but it only takes one to put you in the jail, you know. So it's like sometimes it feels like you're playing Russian roulette. It's quite surprising. You'll have a really rubbish week, and then as soon as it hits the weekend you just forget about it, which is good. But I would like to make a video of buying me bike and video a review. I'd also like to use it for going to Glasgow and Edinburgh, maybe even do a two-day thing, stay through in Edinburgh, drive to Glasgow, and then maybe stay in Glasgow and then cycle back. At least the thing with an e-bike, I'm not really needing to put it in a taxi or something and take it to Edinburgh and then start from there. I can start from Kelty and go down to Edinburgh and then go from there, so it should be fun. Getting near 50 now, be 49 in January, so I really feel like I need to cram it in before it's too late. But you see older guys in their 60s and 70s still cycling, so I shouldn't worry about it. but you just don't know. I'd like to lose weight next year. My ideal target would be 15.5 stone. It's just slowly, every year, it's just gone up half a stone. You don't notice it, but it just creeps up and creeps up. Now I'm just short of 18 stone. If I'm quite a good week, I'm probably just above 17. But it's so easy to like have a good couple of weekends in the pub and eating junk after it, and it just shoots right up. And especially if I've not been going for my walks. I was getting in a really good rhythm of going for a walk first thing in the morning, but the hours at work got changed, so I had to scrap it. But I think I'm going to try and really motivate myself and get super organised first thing in the morning, just nip out for 15 minutes. Where before, when I was starting later, I was able to make it half an hour, 45 minutes, and it didn't matter. But now I just need to even just do 15 minutes, just do something. This is where I would like to get debt free and just get another job. But I know what's going to happen as soon as I start getting that money coming in and it's not going straight out, I'll enjoy it more. Which might not be a bad thing either. It means I can buy me bike, and it means I can go weekends away. I really enjoy writing, and it means I can go to a travel lodge and spend 2 days and not worry about the cost of it. This is the thing, it's so easy to get distracted. I've done 25 press ups over 25 days, and it's so easy to demotivate yourself and say I can't do it or I can't be bothered. But because I said to a friend that I would do it, I did do it. There was a couple of nights I did have off because it was just impossible getting back after a 14-hour shift. I was like, no chance, but I still done pretty much 25 days. It might have been over 30, but it was still pretty good. I actually miss it actually. But sometimes you can finish at 4:30. You used to have a job where you finished at 4:30 and you done absolutely sod all. So sometimes working that wee bit later, you've got such a short period of time, and you think, right, I need to do it. It's now or never. Where if you finish at 4:30, you're like, oh, I'll do it later on, and then 5:30 passes, and I'll do it in 6, and 6:30 passes, and you're like, I'll just watch a wee bit more TV, and then before you know it's gone. So I'm really looking forward to next year. As I just wonder, I listen to Dave Ramsey a lot. I love his programs. I love his debt-free screams. They're starting to do more on careers and relationships and such like, and some of this stuff's quite amazing actually. I mean, you listen to The Problem and you're like, oh, I would go that way, and when they do it, it's the complete opposite, and you're like, oh, I never really thought like that. So yeah, debt-free screams are really inspirational, and these getting people in their 20s, that's mentally, you get people in their 20s saying we're debt-free, and then the next call is a 75-year-old with not a pot to piss in, but again, their situation is completely different. You don't know what they've gone through. Was it bad management? I think Dave's got a personal dislike to people that have got debt, even although he was in debt himself. His tone and what would you call it? His tone and just his general delivery just doesn't have time for people that are in debt. As soon as he talks to someone that's made a fortune off their own back, he loves them a bits. He doesn't do the, oh, you're in debt, right, no problem, we'll help you. That sympathetic way, just like, why the hell did you get in so much debt, you bloody idiot? You need to get out of it now. some of them phone up and go like, "Hi Dave, how you doing? Better than I deserve. Hi, I've got some debt and a couple of credit cards. Hee," and they're giggling and that. How much are you in debt for? Oh well, I've got about 35,000 on my credit card, and I've got about 250,000 of student loan, and so we were thinking about having a party and spending a couple of $100, but my husband isn't happy about it. Dave's like, "You can't afford it. You're in debt. Put your party balloons away and start eating beans and rice." "Oh, but I want to keep my £40,000 car." And yeah, I'm at 50 now, and you're like, bought a house that was well over my budget, lost it through the economy, starting again at 50. It's I have to look on the bright side. I probably wouldn't have done much anyway, but I've still got time to catch things up. It's like, I done my class 2, and it took me a week to do it. So I mean, it's surprising what you can fit in a week. I might be able to say to my work, can I have a month off and go to Thailand or something? It's I don't know. The only thing I'm concerned about is drinking habits. It's too easy. I mean, I'm drinking a wee bit at the weekend. I'm going to be too hard on myself, to be honest. I drink a lot at the weekend, but again, it's only like 4 or 5 pints. It's nothing serious. But I just find that it's like I'm really going to go to the pub because I'm bored, and I really need to get out of that habit. Hopefully, when I get my e-bike, I'll be able to go out and maybe meet other groups and such like and go. But it's so easy to just think, I'm bored. And to be honest, I actually do enjoy the pub. I do enjoy it once I'm there. But again, you're just drinking. It's no good for your health, like. I mean, I had about 4 bottles in the house, but it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I managed to get a decent sleep, and I was up half 9 at night. I thought it was only going to be a couple of hours, but it ended up being half 9 at night. And it went through my head, will I go to the pub again? Nah. Or will I go to the pub tonight? And I thought, no. And I woke up this morning and I never had a hangover, and I was like, bliss. And it meant that I could jump in my car, and I came down to this bit here. I mean, how gorgeous is that? See, it's a view you would never see with a hangover. And it just makes life that little bit more pleasurable, it's a catch-22, because I always think, like, if you don't drink, it's like a solid line, it just goes straight. But if you drink, you get that massive high, and then in the morning it's a massive low. And then you get up, and the only thing you can do is go to the pub, and you go back up again. Everything's possible, and you go back down again. Then you think, I'm going to chuck my job, and I need to take Monday off. And eventually, like, you calm down and you get back up and you do a week's work, and then the whole thing starts off again. That's and also when I was doing my taxi driving, a lot of the older gentlemen, they were like, it's like there's nothing else to do, and you're like, I did think about it, but again, you end up just going into that rhythm, because they're not going to go playing squash, they're not going to be playing football, they're not going to be sitting in the house all day. Well, they could if they wanted to, watching TV. All they want is to go out and have a bit of company. So the only place to go to is the pub. But I really don't want to go into that. It's probably fine. When you're working, you get a bit of buzz, you're going out to the pub, you deserve your pint. And there was one day I took the Monday off, and I went out on the Sunday night, and I thought, right, this is bro. I can get a few drinks in and not worry about working the next day. Well, that night I was like, I'm not getting the same buzz as I normally would. I don't know what it is. At least if it's the weekend, it's a treat. You can imagine going in every single day, seeing the same folk. It's maybe when you get older, you actually crave that company even more. At least when I'm going to my work, I've still got colleagues and that we can have a good banter with, and I always enjoy that. But it's yeah. Well, see what 2021. I remember I was at college. I went to acting school, well, acting course, in Paisley, and it was 2001 to 2003, and that's like obviously 16 years ago. And honestly, it feels like yesterday. I could go in that classroom or the college tomorrow and think nothing's passed. You know, but it's bloody 20 years ago. There's probably some of the teachers have retired now. You know, it's so bloody rapid. And to be honest, my career hasn't been that great. It's been really patchy. In fact, it's been pretty terrible actually. I don't think you class it as a career. I think it's called getting by. That's because I'm dyslexic. Yes, I'm really keen at doing work. I'd love to just go and do stuff, but writing down details is just a no-no. I'm not too bad at writing stories and such. I've got quite a creative side, but when it comes to detail, it's not my forte. My memory, short-term memory, is not very good. It's yeah, it's pretty terrible actually. But you get by. I'm 48 now, so you know, this is what you think. You think, you know, pros and cons. I think I'm really good when it comes to like not eating too much or not drinking too much. Pretty good with money wise. Like I'll not go out and spend, you know, £500 on a jacket or £200 on a pair of shoes or something like that. I'm pretty good that way. I always make sure my bills are paid. Never go into fights. You know, I never fall out with people. But it's just the frustration of my career. Never got on well at school. Actually, I was really lucky. I never had any bullies at school. Just kind of dodged everything. Dodged the education as well. But it was just far too much in the classroom. There's no practical stuff. Like there was woodwork and metalwork, which I've done quite well in. But again, it was like, you know, an hour and a half. And it was like build this, build that. Where you done it and it was fine. But there's no real creativity. But again, it was just like your mind gets so wrapped up with education and learning that your confidence is not very good. It's very low. So you can't really turn it around in, you know, an hour and a half. Teachers were alright. I wouldn't say I had any hassle with the teachers, but I think they, as long as they ticked their box, that was it. There was no like inspiration or, you know, but during that time all the teachers were going on strike. A lot of them, there was only one teacher that done drumming lessons at dinner time, and we went to that and I really enjoyed it. It was really good. And but yeah, it's amazing how like keen you are at doing something but your brain's like, no, doing that. I went to college and let's say doing drama and such like, and you were reading books and stories and plays and such like, but you got the gist of it, but you never got the whole grasp, and it kind of put me off acting altogether. I know a lot of actors and that are dyslexic, but I just feel that if I kind of get a grip at it, I'm like, stuff it, I'm not doing it. That's nah. I'd love to go into the spirit world and kick God or whoever it is in the bollocks and say, why the hell did you give me a dyslexic brain? Doesn't it bloody work? You wonder like that, how some people get more than others. I think they're almost having a laugh up there, saying, right, we'll give him this and we'll give him that. And they've got like a massive spectrum where you get good looking people with lots of brains, or good looking people with no brains, or you get ugly people with no brains. And it's just like jiggling it about and they're looking down and seeing, right, let's see how they cope. I mean, they go back into the spirit world and they'll say, right, well, they've done well, so let's punt in a couple of other 1,000 people, but we'll give them, instead of 80% intelligence, we'll give them 75, and then the next time we'll give them 63, next time we'll give them 45, and then see how they cope. And they're giggling their heads off, bloody saying, ha ha ha, look at them. The light's starting to come down on the new bridge, the Queensferry Crossing. It looks bloody gorgeous. I don't know if you can see it. Don't know, it's bloody nice. So I can't wait to be debt free. I say there's a lot of dyslexics that end up going into business. I did do a couple of car boot sales and that, and I did enjoy it. But businesses are that complicated now. You need a brand and everything. And I've looked into it, and I really wanted to do it. I might still do it, but there's so many bloody avenues now. Your marketing, your what do you call it, website, everything's all got to, pensions, staff, your social media, and all the rest of it. Like, oh my god, all you want to do is sell a product. That's I mean, you can do car boot sales and such like, but everyone just wants everything for none. It's a complete insult. You'd rather stamp on it in front of them and say you're not getting it for that than give them it for £1. And then the cheeky buggers are walk round and say, no, I'm not paying £1. And they'll wait and they'll say, I'll give you 50p for it. And you're like, get. So I wouldn't mind. I was thinking about maybe buying and selling Rolex watches. I was thinking about doing that, just because they say they always go up in profit. I might try gold, but that's all that online stuff is like, and even if you do make a profit, all you've done is stayed in your room. I'd rather be taking pictures and going out doing nice photography, and even if I made less money but got out and about, I would say that's far more valuable, or the best use of your time. You're on your deathbed and you're like, did you really enjoy being in a room buying and selling stocks and shares and such like? It's like everything needs to be like, to be at a decent level at anything, you've got to just bloody completely and utterly engross yourself in it that nothing else matters. And to be honest, I really haven't found anything that fills that criteria. It's just, not that I'm not passionate in certain things, but I'm just like, I'm not really that bothered, to be honest. I mean, I don't mind cooking, I like going for a walk, I like cycling, you know, I like doing all that, but you're like, I'm not going to die for it. You know, I've always fancied dying for a pint, like. You can't really make much money drinking pints. Spend a lot drinking pints, but that's about it. Quite like doing the odd crossword, they can be quite good fun. Quite like doing the Daily Record ones because I could fill them in, but not so good with the Daily Telegraph. I was struggling to bloody read the questions, never mind filling them in. Yeah. It's amazing some of the cryptic clues and that, you're like, how the hell did you get an answer with that? Again, another reminder why dyslexic's a pain in the ass. But I think I would like to do more YouTube videos. I have been doing stories and uploading them and such like, but I think I would like to improve the quality of the videos. It's all very well doing a story straight to camera, but I think it would look a lot better if I had like a wee crew, like a film crew. I can be company as well. It's not just a case of, you know, trying to be famous and be the centre of attention. It's just going to be more fun, you know. And they'll have ideas, and I'll have ideas, and they ignore my ideas, and I ignore their ideas, and we collaborate and get something that's better. Again, YouTube's another thing where you could spend years at it and not get anywhere with it. But luckily, that is one thing about my stories. I do enjoy doing it. And it's like, you know, I would do it for free anyway. It's not. I think, especially with YouTube videos, it's very easy to fall into the category of, right, what works, and you go down that road where I'm just doing stories because I like stories, and I think that probably comes across as well. But, well, I'm going to finish it there, and well, thanks for watching. Hope that's maybe passed an evening for you, and thanks for watching, and goodbye. Thank you.